This is March of 1904, and at this month, Korea falls. Hello, I am your host, Baron Benjamin, and welcome to 19th Century Channel, where we discuss about world in 19th century, as you could guess. Last month, we saw how politics met with deadlock because of Russia, and Japan did sick of it, so invaded Seoul and blockaded Port Arthur. So already 2,500 men of First Japanese Army, especially Imperial Guard, were in Seoul, which followed by landing of all men from 12th Division and some men from 2nd Division from 17th to 20th to February, which headed to Pyongyang, and now current month. Rest of First Army did not begin landing in 13th of March in Chemulpo, which lasted until 29th of March. This army was under command of General Kuroki Tametomo since 5th of February, and he remained at this position until December of 1905. So he was chosen specifically for leading war. First Army of Japan did consist of these elements: Imperial Guard under command of Lieutenant General Hasagawa Yoshimichi since 1898, which were included by insisting Emperor Tenno Meiji, as he said, "Why best men live in palace while others fight and bleed in battlefield?" This sentence gives me some vibes. Anyway, 2nd Division and 12th Division plus Kobe Guard units under command of Major General Umezawa. But Japanese army wasn't the only one that redesigned. Just before war, Russians did too. But because of sensitivity of situation, Russian commanders were resigned. In February, Lieutenant General Vladimir Sakharov was in command of First Siberian Army, but in then replaced by Lieutenant General Georgy Stackelberg. This army was consisted of 1st Rifle Division of East Siberia under command of Alexander Grengeros, 9th Rifle Division of East Siberian under command of Sergei Greshman. But despite some efforts, commander of 3rd Siberian Army did not change, and Lieutenant General Anatoly Stossel remained in charge. This army consisted of 3rd Rifle Division of East Siberia under command of Lieutenant General Nikolai Kashatilinski and 6th Siberian troops under command of Major General Danilov. The greatest change in army was when Viktor Viktorovich Sakharov became Minister of War, and General Kropotkin, who was the minister, took the role of Supreme Commander of Russian forces in Japanese War of Aggression, which is really weird. You know, Russian armies were in Manchuria, which is Chinese lands, while Japanese forces until the war were in Korea. Don't think about it. Just don't. Of course, Kropotkin arrived at Harbin in 28th of last month, but since he did not took his role effectively, I decided to put him in this month. One of changes he made was put Konstantin Nikolaevich Smirnov in command of Port Arthur fortress, while Anatoly Stossel was superior. So he did not relinquish his power, so he forced to leave fortress. Another changes were for Russian Navy. Ivan Konstantinovich Grigorovich became commander of battleship Thedorovich and lasted until end of the war. Rear Admiral Karl Petrovich Isten became commander of battleship Sevastopol in Port Arthur, but in 2 weeks transformed and replaced by Vice Admiral Stepan Makarov and sent to Vladivostok to command Russia cruiser. It shows how much Russian commandery was in chaos. And most importantly, Stepan Osipovich Makarov, not that one, yes, this one, at the 8th arrived to port and replaced Stark as supreme commander of Russian Navy in there, because Stark did not accept orders to break through to Vladivostok. That was crazy talk, of course. So Stark sent to capital. Let me tell you this, he was really lucky. Makarov began to provide intensive training and subsequently some morale soaring. This would be important, I promise. Enough of these boring names and numbers. Let's go to action, which is not that much really, but get what is presented. Since January of 1904, uh, 5,500 Kazakhs crossed Yalu River, and in fact, one of reasons why war became inevitable was this act of Russia. Soon, a small Kazakh force took Pyongyang, which defeated but 12th Division. But they did left in 18th until other divisions of First Army entered the city and Kuruki made it supply center. At the same time, or a little earlier, Vice Admiral Kamimura Hikonojo bombarded Vladivostok. The damage was minimal, and consequently, the fortress was proclaimed under blockade. As a result, it witnessed an extension of the construction of a strong fortification. On 22nd, battleship Fuji was hit by a 305 mm shell in Port Arthur and forced set sail for Sasebo harbor for repairing. Despite this event, which show how much Russians were prepared, on 26th, Arima, by order of Togo, once again tried to completely block Port Arthur, or Ryojin Koko Heisoku Sakusen. They did sin at 3 kilometers distance, but Hirose Takeo, which previously was in command of torpedo attack of battleship Asahi, ordered forward, and with his flagship Fukuimaru and other small ships tried to close the port, but just when anchored, cannon, shell, and then torpedo hit the ship and it blown up. When Hirose was on rescue boat, searched for survivors, and then bang! A shell took his life. 4 days later, Imperial General Headquarters of Japan published news of his death and called him Gonshin, which means great spirit of war hero. And just one more person in this war got such a posthumous honor, which I won't spoil. But I can say this title would use in later wars way more, and at this point lose its meaning. Hirose Takeo was born in 1868 Oita Prefecture. He graduated from 15th class of Japanese Navy Academy in 1889, and at first, with the beginning of First Sino-Japanese War, served on ironclad Fuso. Then from 1897 to 1902 in St. Petersburg was a researcher on Russian Navy and Japanese legate. I do not know that you know or not, but war is not just battle of soldiers and commanders, but agents and politicians too. whether loyal or rebellious, always take part in wars. At this month, Polish statesman Roman Dmowski, which was trying to gain semi-independence for Duchy of Poland, met with Takeshi Motojiro, the Japanese attaché in Stockholm, and something like this happened. Hey Motojiro, I have a great proposition. Yeah? What is it? You cannot hold yourself when you hear it. I promise I would. Just tell me. Okay, what if Polish soldiers don't fight men of your country and all of a sudden surrender? Eh? Eh? Well, that's very interesting. I like it. Right? Right? So, would you help my cause? Well, no. Huh? What? Why? Because this nothing to do with me. You have to speak with foreign minister himself. So he went to Tokyo, which is still in Ottoman books wrote as Edo. I don't know why. And he saw Józef Pilsudski himself. That's right, the great Polish patriot. What? You do not know him? Well, at least you can play Hall 4. Or that's right. Today's sponsor in. Who am I kidding? I am alone and poor. In short, Roman failed miserably. Another agent was Konrad Zlekus, the Finnish revolutionary who made a meeting with Colonel Akashi Motojiro, who was Japanese head of intelligence in Europe, and he provided financial help to Konrad. So you can say it was a very bad situation for Russia, even at the start of the war. We thought they know it. So second month of the war passed. It would take more time, but eventually the war would get hot and sad, really sad, very soon. I usually do not make fun of such episodes too much because it is a human tragedy. If you want to follow this war or any other subject in regarding 19th century, like, comment, and above all, subscribe. This is 19th Century Channel, and I would catch you on the next episode. Bye!